When I make a video, I sometimes do multiple takes on the video. Now sometimes it's because I flub a line, so I go back and I do it again. And by flub a line, I don't mean that I'm reading off of a script or using cue cards. I've tried that before, that was suggested to me, and it just didn't work out for the way I do videos. At some point I may try cue cards or a script again, or if I change the format of my videos, or I maybe start doing a series where those would be more conducive, maybe I'll try that. But when I say flub a line, I have an idea in my head about what I want to say when I do a video, whether I'm doing one of these speaking squibbish like this, or if I'm doing a review at the stovetop, or what have you, right? It really doesn't matter. I have a rough idea of what I want to say. Now I can dub in lines, I can shoot footage and turn down the audio or turn off the audio and use the recorder on my phone and overlay, and sometimes I'll do that. For some videos, it kind of fits in with the video, but I really don't like to do that. I just soon just shoot it all at once, and that has its own problems. To wit, I mean, see, I flubbed right there. I flubbed right there. I lost my train of thought, or my, whatever you want to call it. See, this is what I mean. There's a name for this. It means the flow of your words. I'll look it up, I'll Google it, and I'll use a caption right now, right? And I can't think of that. And it's so simple, and I can't think of it, right? So I'll cuss, I'll turn off the camera, and I will start all over again. Now, for some of these videos, I'll do 30 or 40 takes, no bullshit. And I won't do them all in one night either, right? I'll do it maybe over the course of 1 or 2 nights, or over a week, and I'm still not getting anywhere, and I'll just dump all the files into a folder with the name of the idea of what I was going to talk about, and then I'll go back later and do it. I've had the same thing happen with videos where I'm actually filming what I'm talking about, like camera reviews. Right now I'm filming a multi-part camera review. This is the 4th camera I've reviewed, but this might only be the 2nd one that I published. 2 of them I definitely scrapped. They sucked, and I couldn't save it. After you unbox something, it's a little bit hard to unbox it again. And that's what I mean. There's only so many things you can do in editing or reshooting in order to save the video. At a certain point, it's just easier, in my opinion, to just walk away and go, screw it, it was just never meant to be. Or I'll learn from my mistakes this time, so next time I do a video like this, I won't have to shoot so many takes. Sometimes I'll shoot multiple takes because I'm really not sure how I want to end the video, and maybe I can do 2 or 3 or 4 takes of the ending, or maybe even the intro, right? And I'll watch them over and over again and figure out which one's the best one. Now you might go, it doesn't really matter, your videos suck. And you're probably right. They kind of do. I put low production value into these videos. But a lot of the stuff I do is just me off the cuff. This is me, unfiltered, just the way I really am. All my flaws and everything else. I'm a regular person just like the rest of you. I don't have a studio with lighting and professional video equipment, a $15,000 camera, and I've got a producer and a director and an editor, and some of these YouTube channels have this crap, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you work your channel up and you become that successful, people start to expect that, not to mention, you're talking about hiring people. These are putting people on your payroll. What is so bad about that? But that's never going to be me. You're just going to get me the way I am, and that is, on occasion, I will flub a line, I will screw something up, and you know what's interesting is, some of you guys, I'll watch your videos, and you'll screw something up. It's so simple to do when you're talking into the camera. And even if you watch the video 2 or 3 times, like maybe when you edit it, and then you go like watch it in the studio just to make sure, you can still easily miss those mistakes. Or you can only do so much with captions. And if somebody doesn't take the time to read the captions, they're not going to understand that you're trying to explain a mistake you made, or you're trying to put more information in there so you can read and listen at the same time. For those of you out there who use captions, could you slow them down a little bit? You'll put in 15 words and you'll give me 1.5 seconds to read them. I don't read that fast, okay? So just slow the captions down a little bit. But that's what they're there for. They're there to help you correct mistakes during the editing process, because reshoots are a pain in the ass. Right now I'm working on a video. I started shooting it last week over the course of 3 days with 3 different cameras. And during the week I shot some extra footage. This weekend I'm going to shoot some more, and then I've got to finish editing the whole thing. I'm going to mishmash it together. It's going to be about 20 minutes long, and I need to put a disclaimer in the beginning. I'm actually going to reshoot the beginning. I've done all the work, but I'm going to shoot the beginning where I talk about what you need before you start, right? And I think in there I'm going to put in a disclaimer that I used 3 different cameras over the course of a week, actually 9 days shooting this, etc., in case somebody's looking at it going, why is everything changing so much? Or why does he keep jumping from one scene to another, or what have you? So multiple takes is a hazard of doing this sort of thing. In Hollywood, they do the same thing. You have the actors reading their lines and they flub their lines again and again, or they just bust out laughing, or whatever it is. That's what it makes a good blooper reel. I actually have some stuff set aside for a blooper reel. I just don't know if and when I'll publish it, or if I'll do multiple blooper reels, or some stuff in there. I've got the raw files, and it's 5 seconds out of a 15-minute video that I have to go dig up and cut and add to it. But at some point I wouldn't mind doing that to give you an idea of how many takes I do on these videos. I suppose it would be something to be proud of if the production value was higher, but just the fact that my videos are not really that great, you say, why bother? Just keep going. And that's another thing too. When you're a musician and you're learning a new song, or you're just practicing and you make a mistake, my understanding is you're supposed to play through it. You're supposed to play through it and just keep on going, and then when you start all over again, hopefully you don't make that mistake again, or whatever it is, right? But I know people who, they're not professionals, they're amateurs, but they do it for fun, and they'll flub something, they'll miss a chord or whatever it is, because I'm not musically inclined, and they'll stop and they'll start all over. And it's like you can only hear Desperado from the Eagles for the first 18 seconds so many times in a row before you're like, dude, just play the fucking song. I don't care if you make a mistake, right? Well, maybe I should do, and I do that sometimes too with videos, because what I'll do is, and I've learned this from watching some of you guys and some of your blooper reels, so I appreciate the help from the other YouTubers out there. So I start talking, I flub a line, I pause for about 3 seconds, I go, take 2, action. I pause 3 more seconds, because that helps when you're editing, when you're splicing it together. A 3-second pause between stuff, what I've noticed seems to work, right? And then I'll say it all over again. And then when I'm editing, I'll cut it and I'll just fade it in, right? So that's why you see so many fades and things like that in my videos, is because I screwed up that many times. I'm not Hollywood. I'm just not. I'm not a professional. I never claimed to be. I don't have a problem talking, obviously. Listen to how long I've been running my mouth, right? But I'm a human being. I'm just a, like I said before, regular blue-collar guy, middle class. I'm one of you. And you're just getting me the way I really am. Although, edited for time, or edited just because I try to put some effort into this. But the reality is, it's edited mostly because I do multiple takes. Thanks for watching.